In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Fooocus, which is a user-friendly AI image generation software, onto Windows. Unlike many of the other Stable Diffusion interfaces, this one is much easier to use. There are advanced options, but you don't have to use them. Now, the biggest thing that you're going to have to pay attention to is the system requirements. Basically, if you have an NVIDIA card, 20 series or better with 4 gigabytes of video RAM or more, you shouldn't really have many issues. Anything other than that, you'd have to look at this chart and determine what will work or what won't. Worst case, just give it a try and find out. Now, obviously, what you have for a video card and everything will determine how quickly the images are generated. Now, if you don't have 7-zip installed, you will need it to extract the Fooocus download file. So you can go to the 7-zip site if you don't have it. If you have it, you can skip to the next step. Once you're on the website, you can probably click on the first link for the 64-bit Windows. Once that's finished downloading, we'll just click on the file to open it, and then we'll just click on yes, and then we just need to click on install to install it to its default location and close it, and we're all set to download Fooocus. Once you have 7-zip installed, you can go to the GitHub page for Fooocus, and I'll include that link in the description. And once on that page, you're just going to scroll down a little ways until you find the section that says installing Fooocus. We'll click on that. It will bring you to the download for Windows. And you want to make sure you know where you're downloading it to. And this should download the 7Z file. I'm going to choose the desktop for this installation. That way I'll just have it right on the desktop. And I'll save it. Now, once it's finished downloading, you're just going to want to go to where you save the file, right-click on it. Now, if you're on Windows 11, you may need to go down to the Show More options in the context menu, and you're going to be looking for the 7-zip option. Go into the submenu from there. I'm just going to extract it to a folder here on the desktop. Now, do keep in mind that once this is all set up, everything will reside in that folder. It doesn't actually install anything onto the computer. Basically, everything runs inside that folder. You can move it around. None of that matters at that point. Think of it as more of a portable installation. And once you've done extracting the file, you can delete the original .7z file as well. And I'm going to switch over to my other primary system to show you the rest of this. Now, once that's all extracted, we'll go into the folder, and I recommend you'll have 3 starting files you can use to initially get everything up and running. I suggest running run.bat first. That'll open the command prompt, and at that point, it will start downloading the models and everything else that you need if you haven't already installed them separately for some other reason. This is the easiest way. Let it go ahead. It'll download what it needs automatically for you. One thing I will recommend is whenever you're running Fooocus, and if you ever run into any problems or you're not sure what's happening, you can always go to this command prompt window and see what's happening in the background. Sometimes I've had it get stuck, and I've had to hit Control-C once to kind of unstick it. But that doesn't happen very often. Do keep in mind that these models can be pretty good size, so it can take a while to download, depending on your internet connection. And once that's done downloading the models and everything, if you don't run into any errors, it should automatically launch the browser window, and you should see Fooocus right in front of you with its basic setup. So at this point, you're ready to go to start creating AI images. I'll give you a real quick walkthrough of this, and in further videos, I'm going to explore more advanced features. Now, once we have Fooocus up and running, I'll give you a real quick rundown of how this works. One thing I will show you initially is where things are. So inside that folder that we extracted, you have your 3 different files to run. So when you first run Fooocus, you have the option of running it with these 3 presets. Your most basic is standard Fooocus would be the run.bat. If you're trying to do more anime stuff, you want to use the anime.bat. And if you're going for more realistic, like photos, then you're better off usually with the realistic BAT. What that does is load a lot of the preset settings, the specific models. Once you run those, you can change those settings and tweak everything as well. So now, as far as where all the images that you create are stored, now if you go into your Fooocus folder inside that initial folder, you find a whole bunch of other folders in here. All your images will be output to the outputs folder in here, and they will be coded by date. Each day will have its own folder, so you can go into here. You'll see any images that you've created. There's also the log file, because Fooocus doesn't embed any information into the images like certain other ones do, but you will get that information if you go into your log file here. If we click on that, you'll see it'll show on each image that I've just created earlier. It shows all the settings, and you can actually even copy those to the clipboard and bring them in. I won't cover that right now. I'll show that in a future video. So this is the standard Fooocus when you first launch it, and what you'd want to do at this point is, just to show you how it works simply, is type something into the prompt of what I want for an image. I will do a woman sitting on a rock by the river, and then I'll hit generate. Now this is going to use all the standard settings. I haven't turned on the advanced or anything like that. You can use it this way, but pretty quickly you're going to want to start using more of the advanced features, which I will cover in a future video. So once this starts rolling, you'll see it explains what step it's on each image, and you can watch it as it generates the images. Depending on what video card you have and how much memory you have and everything else will determine how fast this will happen on your system. By default, it uses the speed setting, and it also will generate 2 pictures at a time. Now at any point, if you see that you don't like the image that's coming out, you can hit skip, or you can hit the stop button to completely stop the generation at that point. Sometimes it can take a minute for it to actually stop everything. If you do want to check into some of the advanced features, you'd click on the advanced option, and you do have many options in here as well, which I will cover in future videos. And that pretty much covers the basic setup and everything else. At this point, if I once I'm done, or as you can see here, I'll show you in this folder here, we have now these 2 additional images that we just created. Now you can also in here click on the images, and if you wanted to save them, you could click here and save them to wherever you want to save them as well. I just go into the output folder myself. And hopefully that explains how to get everything up and running with Fooocus. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And like I said, I'll have more videos coming up soon on how to use more of the advanced features, including inpainting and many other things. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.